Three cool cats. Three cool cats. Three cool cats. I've gone crazy, haven't I? Hey guys, this is Matt, also known as Animat, and welcome back to another Patreon vlog. In fact, this is the very last Patreon vlog of 2016 before we start off fresh in 2017, and hopefully we'll make it better than last time. Anyways, so far, what's been going on this week? I mean, like, it was a pretty big week. I mean, like, it is a bit of a balance of joy and sorrow at the same time, where we got the holidays with Christmas and also New Year's coming up, and then sadly we got the unfortunate passings of Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, several others, and actually, I just want to double check something, because there is one more significant one that actually did pass away, and it seemed like a massively big deal. Let's see, yes, Tyrus Wong, unfortunately. Tyrus Wong just, oh yeah, and also Richard Adams, but also Tyrus Wong, the artist that actually pioneered the art style for Disney's Bambi. He unfortunately passed away, but the dude legitimately lived a full life. We cannot deny that. He died at 106, so it is rather unfortunate that he had to go, but still, I mean, you know, he definitely lived a full life, and, you know, I think, you know, I'm proud of what he has accomplished throughout the whole thing, so, the dude accomplished a good full life, so I think that's the best way that we can say about Tyrus Wong right now. But anyways, so of course we got that balance, but in terms of my videos, holy crap, we got a little bit of chaos this time. And by the way, I just want to a quick mention that you might find you might have found like a little unusual thing, that I posted 3 episodes of the Muppet Vlogs this time. It's just that at one point last time, there's just one of them that I did re-upload because there was an audio issue with the last one, so I decided, screw it, I'm just gonna, you know, delete that one, and then I'll just fix it up and re-upload it. So just a little quick fix on that. But anyways, the videos that I have released this week, the big one is basically, I released Animat Watches of 9 Lives. So some of you might be wondering, why the fridge did I decide to go and watch 9 Lives? Well, I'll be honest, for a long time, ever since this movie was released, I always wanted to check it out, actually. Like, it is on my own free will that I decided, I gotta see this, honestly. Like, I was actually a lot more hyped up to go see 9 Lives, more so than most other big movies, actually, funny enough. Nah, but the big thing with 9 Lives is that, I mean, it's one of those movies that is just so freaking stupid, you just gotta know what it's all about. I mean, this is a movie that for some reason they got all these big names, like Kevin Spacey, Christopher Walken, Jennifer Gardner, and all those people. They got them all in this one movie, and on top of that, they got the director of the Men in Black films to make this film in which the premise is that Kevin Spacey is a cat. That's it. How the fridge is that even possible? So I decided I wanted to go check it out, and admittedly I did hype up myself to expect that it would be like something that's crazy bad. Like, honestly, there would be a good amount of like insane stupidity. Like, I was hoping a bit like in the levels of what I got back in 2015 with Pan. But the thing is, though, is that it's a little bit of a mix. You do get a lot of crazy moments, but it can be a little bit dull as well. Like, for the most part, I mean, like, you can only do so much with the idea of Kevin Spacey as a cat, so it can have its dull moments, but when it does get crazy, like, it can go insane, and sometimes it can have its really dark moments as well. Like, oh my god, like, I think the biggest highlight for me, it was the ending, hands down. Like, oh my god, like after you get like a long string of boringness of just Kevin Spacey as a cat, you suddenly get that last 15 minutes of just pure freaking insanity. And I think like as a bad movie, it kind of makes it worth it. So overall, I actually am glad that I do have Nine Lives on Blu-ray actually. Oh, so yeah, I mean, like, I actually ordered it while I was pretty much getting my Christmas presents through Amazon, and I thought, why not? I'll just get it in. I will admit, with the Blu-ray, however, the one thing that I am missing, I want to get the slipcover for it, so I'm just gonna go and find my way to go and get that, basically. But yeah, so that's basically the whole thing with Nine Lives, so at least I'm satisfied with 2016. And you know the saddest thing is that Nine Lives is unfortunately not the worst thing that happened during that year. I mean, it's not the worst thing that could happen in terms of movies as well. Like, I'll be honest, I still find Norm of the North to be way worse than this. Like, much more frickin' intolerable. Like, I think it's so bad. I think I would even take Nine Lives over Ice Age Collision Course even. Yes, I know, like, yeah, technically Ice Age has better animation than whatever the fridge we got with Nine Lives with the freaking with the cat and the cat hitting his head with the trash can. No, the drunk cat getting hit in the head with the trash can is like dong 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 dong. But oh my god, like still, like I take it over. Like I still take Nine Lives, so I'm glad I got it on Blu-ray actually, which I don't think a lot of people would actually legitimately say. All right. But anyways, there is, however, one video that came right afterwards, and I think we can officially call it the last of my videos that I'll ever release in 2016, and that is this week's episode of Animation Look Back Looney Tunes, which goes into Granny. Now, I know that Granny is not technically one of the biggest Looney Tunes characters, but for me personally, she is one that I really wanted to know about. Like, I really wanted to know about her history, because I actually had a lot of questions regarding her. Because the thing is that there are two different types of grannies. There is the classic look that we know today, and then there was also, like, there's another version of her that has a boxed head. So I really wanted to know, like, how, like, where did that transition go? And interestingly enough, I pretty much got my answer where the classic version of Granny that we know today pretty much started out between, like, in the first half of the 1950s, where B. Benaderet provided her voice. And then it would later go, like, once June Foray came into the scene, like, they pretty much changed the character entirely, where not just in terms of her design, where she has a more boxed head, but at the same time, she's a lot more aggressive. Like, if you look at the classic Looney Tunes cartoons with Granny, where June Foray provided the voice, you'll see that she is a feisty woman. Like, she gives no mercy to Sylvester. Like, it's down to the point, like with the B. Benaderet Granny, like, she's just doing it to protect Tweety. With the June Foray Granny in the classic era, like, you could tell that lady wants Sylvester dead. Like, that's the big difference. Like, she would be ready with, like, a hatchet, an axe, a gun, or anything. Like, I remember there's actually there's this one cartoon where Sylvester actually thinks about, he would think about Granny, and he would imagine the scenario where Granny would freaking legit shoot Sylvester with a gun. No freaking joke. So yeah, like, that's the big difference. And I would say for me personally, like, in terms of the classic Looney Tunes cartoons, I would definitely go with the B. Benaderet Granny more so than the June Foray Granny. Not because of the voice acting. Like, both B and June did a phenomenal job doing the voiceover work. But, no, but in terms of the writing and the execution of the character, honestly, I have to go with the B. Benaderet Granny. But there is one thing that I just realized regarding June Foray, considering that she's still doing some voice acting, and she's still providing the voice of Granny. You guys realize June Foray is like, she's like in her 90s, close to 100. she is legitimately at the point where it's almost as if nothing can stop her now. She is so old that, and she's still alive, she actually survived the 2016 apocalypse. Like, among all the celebrities that died, June Foray is not one of them. And at her age, she is older than the majority of the celebrities that passed away. Like, seriously, that woman's a freaking trooper. Like, wow, that is just crazy, honestly. Like, that, like, honestly, it's just something that got into my head, and I'm like, oh my god. Go June Foray, you go, girl. You're like, keep on living and still keep, like, she's still working. She's still doing voice acting. Like, my god, that is so admirable. Okay, but anyways, enough about my videos. Now, going into what I have done this week. Now, technically, yes, I didn't necessarily work a lot on my videos, considering that it was the holidays, and I mean, even after Christmas, I still have a few parties to go to, like a few, like, holiday celebrations and just hanging out with friends and stuff like that, and, well, friends and family, of course. So we were just, like, we would mostly be hanging out, having a chat, and just, you know, just celebrating being with family at the same time with being in Christmas. So, basically, in terms of my videos, I still actually did find the time to work on them. I was mostly slowly but surely getting back into the groove again. So, like, I was just taking a few steps at a time. Like, I started out really small and just work on the Muppet vlogs to, you know, just to start off something. And then, like, it progressively got a bit more where I did a lot of research because I did a special episode of the animation podcast. And then I decided to go back making the main videos and decided why not, I'm going to go and do the review of The Road to El Dorado, which that is going to be coming out a little bit later. So I'm just mostly trying to get back into the groove of things where, like, once, like, everything is all settled, then I'll get back to normal. I'm not going to say that, like, starting next week, everything is going to be in place. I'm thinking more like, not next week, but the week after that. That's when I can confirm that things will be back to normal, and I can go back into my regular schedule and know what to do, on top of, like, adapting to the new Christmas presents, of course. So yeah, it's mostly adapting to the new things and trying to get back, like, trying to get the steam running again. But at least I did accomplish some things. With the big one, basically, is that I accomplished the review of The Road to El Dorado. So keep your eyes out on that, because yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting one. Other than that, that's pretty much it in terms of the updates this week. And now, in terms of what I want to talk about, now, not necessarily anything has been going... Okay, I lied. I was about to say, well, not necessarily anything has been going on this week. That's a freaking lie. I know the passing of, like, many celebrities, like I stated, like Richard Adams, Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, Tyrus Wong, and all those people. So, okay, yeah, a lot of things have happened, but the one thing that I do want to talk about with you guys, I want to share with you guys a little bit of a moment where I want to talk about some of the presents that I got this year. So just to give you guys a little bit of a highlight on that. I'm not going to tell you about all of them, but just some of the highlights that I got. So first things first, some of the smaller presents that I got, well, considering nowadays, like, with how the price ridiculously dropped, like, they are kind of small presents. I actually got a few more Disney Infinity figurines. And these ones are, like, the characters that are more close to me, or, like, I don't know, the subject is more closer about me. So I think I got a total of about 7 of them that I got. So the ones that I got this year, or the ones that I got for Christmas, includes the combo of Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope. I also got Stitch. I got Baloo. I also got, what was it? I got, Nick Wilde. I actually did get Nick Wilde, so now I'm gonna be on the hunt to see if I can get Judy. And then I also got Donald Duck, and I got Sorcerer Mickey. Which it's the regular Sorcerer Mickey. I am considering to, like, even though I got that Mickey, I am still considering to look for the apparently there's the crystallized version where like it's all where like most of it is actually see-through. I actually do have like a crystallized Jack Sparrow, so maybe I'll go look for a crystallized Sorcerer Mickey. And by the way, I just want to mention I'm not really interested in the like regular Mickey Mouse or even the mini from the 3.0. They don't look as good, to be very honest. But yeah, so those are the Disney Infinity figures that I got. And surprisingly enough, in terms of animated films, I didn't really get a lot. Like, I didn't get any like art of books, but I actually did get only one Blu-ray, surprisingly. And well, at least it's fine because this is a really good one. I got Kubo and the Two Strings on Blu-ray, so I'm really glad that I got that. But admittedly, I guess it's kind of like the What's in the Box before Christmas, where I was expecting I would get a lot more Blu-rays and DVDs, but it turned out quite the opposite. I got like a whole bunch of variety of stuff. But like I only got like some of the other Blu-rays like later on. Like to be honest, the only movies that I really did ask for were just Kubo and The Secret Life of Pets on my list, which later on, just yesterday while I was at the mall, because I was mostly trying to get some information regarding about my iPhone because like it was having some problems, but I did manage to get The Secret Life of Pets on my own, so at least it's a little bit of at least I got what I want, at least. So I'm glad, really. But it's especially Kubo that it really does make it great as a Christmas gift. So I am definitely glad that I got that. Now, for the rest of the stuff that I could tell you that I got in terms of the highlights, I guess I got into more of a theme of like tech-based in a way. And oh yeah, and on top of that, I just want to mention that not only like I only got one Blu-ray, but also like I didn't actually get any video games, which is kind of the opposite of last year, considering that my big gift was actually a Wii U. But anyways, going back into what I was about to say, the big theme is actually I got more tech stuff, believe it or not. A lot of which is made for my computer, and also a lot of upgrades for like my equipment to make videos. So it's not only going to benefit me, but it's also going to benefit you guys. First off that I want to mention, like this is more to benefit me and stuff like that, but I actually got a USB multiport, which is basically like I plug in a USB and on the other side is a whole bunch of ports where I can plug in several USBs. So that's definitely going to help me out, and especially like it's very convenient, not just for that, but also, like, a lot of people who own an iMac can understand this, that, like, it's a little tricky to put on a USB onto the computer, because, like, it's all the way in the back, so, like, you gotta push the entire computer back, okay, put in a USB, and then, like, push it back, Like, it's kind of an inconvenience, but at least now, like, this'll definitely help me out. Another thing that I actually got is actually a brand new SD card, and this is a pretty big one. I got 64 gigs worth. The last one that I was using for my videos is just 16 gigs, so now I got 4 times the capacity that I can put onto the camera, so like I can record myself for a lot longer. And the biggest benefit that I could tell you guys about why this is actually pretty awesome in terms for you, well, it's more for something like What's in the Box, actually. You may remember that there are some episodes in which, like, I would be recording myself on both cameras, like the camera in the front and also the camera on the side. So I would be recording on both, and then suddenly, at the end of the episode, it would just immediately cut to the second camera that's on the side, and it'll just stay there. It's not because, like, with the front camera, the batteries died or anything like that. It's because the memory is full. Like, it takes up a lot of space, even for 16 gigs. So at least with 64 gigs, it's definitely going to help me out to have a lot more confidence that I don't have to just, like, always be concerned about if the front camera is pretty much dead and I'll have to rely on just the side camera, you know? At least now, like, I'll be more confident to just use the front camera. So at least that is going to help me out. Another thing that I actually got that will be very beneficial in terms of my tech gear is actually, oh yes, okay, now I just remember, like, fully. I got an external hard drive. Like, I have a few external hard drives myself, but, like, they're kind of occupied. Well, they're not full, but, like, I'm using them for other stuff. But I actually got a 2 terabyte hard drive, which, surprisingly enough, it's just this dingy little thing here. I mean, seriously. Like, this tiny thing holds 2 terabytes. That's crazy. But yeah, like, the big benefit about having an external hard drive for both me and for you, and I guess I'll spill the beans right now, is that I get, like, once we enter upon 2017, I will officially be releasing videos in 1080p. Now, the common that I normally do would be just 720p, but now I can have a bigger upgrade and use now I can use 1080p. So that's actually going to be pretty exciting. Now, I don't know if this is actually gonna matter to you guys. Like I try to make sure that the soul of the content itself is important to make that great and stuff like that. I don't know if in terms of visuals that you want a clear HD, but, you know, at least, like, now that I have this, like, at least now I can open up to that option, so that's gonna be cool. And the big present of this year that I am so glad that I have, like, it like, once upon a time it was a dream for me, but now, like, I can actually make that a bit of a realization. My big gift for this Christmas is actually an external monitor for my camera. Now, the thing is that when I'm recording on my camera, which is you know, your typical DSLR camera, is that whenever I would use it, like, I always have to second guess myself in terms of how it's going to look like when I film myself, you know? Because normally it's not the kind of camera where the screen, like, it's flippable and stuff like that, you know? It's mostly, like, in the back, so, like, I would often just second guess myself, or worst case scenario, I would need to bring in someone to help me to help film, you know? But at least now with an external monitor, now I'm capable of actually seeing myself while I'm recording. So this is really going to help myself to be more confident in terms of how I'm going to look, how is the camera going to be shot. It's also going to really help me out in terms of the green screen. So at least now I know what I'm doing. Now I know, like, where I am, like, if either I'm going to be centering the camera or if I'm a little bit too much on the sides. So at least it's going to help me out so much. But yeah, that's pretty much my Christmas, and hopefully I do hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas as well. So yeah, basically that is pretty much it. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in for more great videos to come, because some big changes are going to be happening in 2017. Some good changes, mind you. That's pretty much going to be it, and until next time, see you later, dudes. Okay. Whew. Now, time to make 2017 great.